I was actually going to film an entirely different video today, but for some reason, wasn't quite feeling it. Don't know why I wasn't feeling it, just wasn't feeling in the mood to make something like that. Maybe I'll post it another time. But I went onto the internet today, like I always do every day, and because I have no life. And I saw this video about people basically talking shit about their kids and like what they do to like annoy them, and they're all young. So I decided to, you know, talk shit about my family on the internet today. If you don't know this already, I do have 3 other siblings. They're all older than me. So I'm the youngest of 4. I picked on maybe a little bit more than all the other kids sometimes because I was the youngest. And I'm pretty scrawny looking and but I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. And they all used to do a lot of shit that not only like annoyed me, but it would like annoy my parents and shit just because. You'll probably need a beer for this one. So my oldest brother, Ricky, he was the firstborn, used to actually bring knives out into the backyard and like throw them at us. And although I was too young to really remember like this sort of thing he did do it. And then like we'd all come in screaming, and then my mom would be like, she literally had to check him like every time he had to come out into the backyard for knives, because he'd take all the steak knives out the backyard and like throw them at the fence and shit. My sister Sarah was a bitch. She's one of those people that retail employees might hate a little bit because she's like, that sales sign isn't clear enough. Like, she did that like 2 weeks ago and I was with her and I'm like, oh my god, Sarah, please shut up. Let's just go. Who cares if you can't get 2 for 1? Oh my god, just shut the fuck up. Please go. Let's just go. You know, that's who she is. She's one of those. Not that I don't already love her enough. It's just she pissed me off because she would, I don't know for what reason, if I was just annoying her or something, but she would like push me, and like being the whiny little bitch that I was back then, I'd be like, Mom, Sarah pushed me, and she'd like literally look at me like this and squint her eyes like this at me and get really fucking close and be like, no, I didn't. Like, bitch! Brother Zach used to do this trick, and he still does this to this fucking day. I shit you not. He's 27 years old, and he does this to this day, where he'll come in, like, to the bedroom. When we were kids, he'll be, like, coming into the bedroom, and he'll be like, oh, hey, Mom wants you. And you're, like, all comfortable, like, playing your Game Boy or whatever, and you'll, oh, hey, Mom, what'd you want? And she'd look at me and be like, I didn't want you. And I'm like, what do you mean? Zach told me you wanted me. And he did this all the fucking time. And it would just be so fucking annoying because she didn't even want me in the first place. And I'd get up out of where the fuck I was and just go to her and be like, hey, what'd you want? And she'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's just, fuck. And he still does that shit. It was kind of annoying too when I was a kid. Me and my sister shared a room for a long time because we only had like a 4-bedroom house. And so my parents had their master bedroom, and then each of my brothers had each their own bedroom because they didn't always get along and they sort of fought sometimes. So they had to be like separated. But like me and my sister shared a room for quite some time. And my sister had like a shit ton of Barbies, and like everything that I ever got was usually like a hand-me-down. And it was just annoying because I never really had anything like new most of the time. I just had like old toys or like old clothes that were once hers that are now mine, and it's just annoying. And now I have money to buy my own clothes, so suck it. But she had all these Barbies. She had I think she had like a Barbie playhouse too and shit. Like she had like the Barbies that flew. I remember like the little fairy things that you you pull the string and they fly. I think she had one that swam. But she had all kinds of Barbies, and I fucking love Barbies, right? I mean, duh. At one point in her life, she had all these Barbies stored away in the fucking garage, and she still would not let me play with them, because she was like 12 or 13, and she's like, I'm too old for Barbies, but hey, you can't play with them either because they're mine. Like, fuck you, bitch. I want to play with Barbies too. And I don't have any, because my mom's poor. Lone latex glove laying around the house. And like, I thought it would be really funny to slap my brother with it, right? So I took it, and he was just chilling on the couch, right? And I took it, I was like, I challenge you to a duel, and I slapped him across the face, and he was not happy at all. But it was fucking hilarious, so... Whenever my brothers got mad, they used to punch holes in shit. Like, walls, doors, like... My door that's to my bedroom at my parents' house has a hole in it because my brother decided he wanted to punch a hole in it because he's mad at me. But at least he didn't punch a hole in my face. When me and my sister shared a room, she had this big stereo system. And there were times when she was like a preteen or whatever, and she would like pop some CDs in of like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, fucking Britney Spears, all those old school ones, and she would like listen to those CDs like for hours. But while she was in there listening to music, I really wasn't allowed to go in there, and she didn't like me to be in there while she was listening to music. I don't know why, but like, what the fuck, man? Like, I can't even go to my own bedroom because my sister's like hogging it because she's jamming out to her fucking favorite bebop music, and I can't even bebop with her. But now she wants me to come over all the time. Ricky and my sister Sarah are their first and second born. So they're only like 2 years apart, I think. Anyway, they're only 2 years apart. So they went to school like pretty close together. And back in high school, my oldest brother actually told like everybody that my sister smelled like cheese. And she came home crying one day because everybody made fun of her because they told her she smelled like cheese even though she didn't. And we all had like the family van, which was like a green... It was... I forget what year it was. I think it was like a 1995 or something. A 1995 green Ford Aerostar van that we used to go everywhere because we were... But if my parent... Or if one of my parents wasn't there, like, for the trip, one of us would try to call shotgun. And whoever called shotgun first got shotgun on the way to wherever we're going. And someone else would beam back, I call shotgun on the way home. And if you don't know what the fuck shotgun is, you're either too young or times really have changed. And Google it, because I don't want to explain. So, one of us would call shotgun on the way there, the other one would call shotgun on the way home. Usually the same person didn't get shotgun twice, because that was deemed unfair. So, it was like a race to the van for some reason. And so like, I beat everybody there for some reason. And I get to the front, like to the front passenger door. I'm like, yes, I got here before everyone else. Suck it. And then fucking my brother pushed me out of the way. My sister pushed me further out of the way. And then my other brother just picked me up and then moved me out of the way. So I was last in line. So I don't even think I got shotgun that time. A lot of times when my siblings got in trouble, I was the one that watched, but never the one that participated. Well, I sometimes participated, but most of the time I didn't participate because I knew like the consequences would be fun. During Christmas time, my sister would be like, hey, we should go out to the living room, you know, after our parents go to sleep and like try to unwrap some presents. My sister's one of those fucking present peekers, okay? Don't let her fucking fool you now. She's a present peeker, okay? So, this bitch tries to get me involved into her present peeking activities, and I'm like, I'm good with, like, leaving it a surprise, okay? I'm not even gonna try to get caught. But my sister would try to, like, unwrap it, like, to the point where, like, you couldn't tell it was unwrapped, and then she would, like, wrap it back up, all fucking neat and shit. Brother Zach decided he was pissed off at my grandpa one time, but I was out front in the driveway, and like he comes out there all pissed off, and he's like, I'm gonna pop their tires. I'm gonna pop their tires. I'm like, okay, Zach, you go pop their tires. So this motherfucker takes the nails out of his garage and like puts them up against his tires, like on the back, so that way when he backs his truck up, the nails would pierce the tire and pop him, right? And I was like, this is a really bad idea, dude. I don't think you should be doing that, because I'm like sitting there watching, right? So he puts the nails under all of his tires on his truck, and he actually puts some underneath the tires of his motorhome too. Although the tires on the motorhome never got popped because they kind of already knew about them. And one day, Pop asks me, he's like, hey, do you know anything about the nails under my tires? Because, you know, my pop wasn't a dumb dude, okay? He fucking knew something was up when there's like, you know, 3 or 4 popped tires on his truck just, you know, in his driveway. He's like, duh, that's not an accident. So I told him, I was like, Zach did it because he's mad at you that one time, and I told him not to do it, but he did it anyway. Now we all pretty much have like decent underboob sweat. We all get along, you know, there's no real big problems with each other in the family. I mean, there's a little bit of annoyance here and there, but that comes with being siblings with somebody. But that's really all I got for you today. I will see you next time.